Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, please, let's not talk about it.
That sure must have been something to say.
Just watching it scared Miss Jane. But she's still sitting in the car, white as a sheet and shaking like a leaf.
You know women.
Well, we's almighty happy to hear that the Brewster's expecting a young'un.
And you and Miss Jane can take me right over to see him.
Oh, she doesn't know yet. That I was able to get you. I'll tell him the good news.
Well, you tell Mr. Brewster not to worry. I ain't lost a father yet. That's a joke us doctors always use at a time like this.
Very funny, too. But you get unpacked and I'll contact the Brewster.
Chief, Mr. and Mrs. Brewster are here.
Hello, Melbourne. John, Edith, congratulations. I heard about the baby.
Oh, thank you.
Come on over and sit down, little mother.
Mr. Drysdale, we're adopting the baby.
Yes, I know. Sit down. Oh, I got some marvelous news for you. You too, John. Sit down.
Hi, Melbourne. Well, what is it?
I have solved your biggest problem for you.
Really? What's that?
Yes, I've gotten you a baby nurse.
Oh, gee.
I would like this door and your mouth kept closed.
Melbourne, that's very nice of you, but we're not going to have a baby nurse.
What?
Now, Edith wants to take care of the baby herself.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it.
But this is my gift to you, my surprise gift. Oh, Granny will be awfully disappointed.
Granny?
That's the surprise part.
You don't mean Granny Clampett.
The little hillbilly woman?
What makes you think she's a hillbilly?
I was the one who found the Clampetts, remember? They were living in a shack so far back in the woods that Granny had to make her own soap out of lye and possum fat.
John, since then they have spent 4 years living in a mansion in Beverly Hills.
Howdy, Mr. Brewster.
Dad?
Congratulations. Mr. Drysdale told us about the new boarder that's a-coming.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett.
You must be a happy man. Where's Miss Brewster?
She's at home getting the nursery ready.
Well, you tell her not to bother about a cradle. The minute we heard the good news, I dug this one up. Been in the family a lot of years. Last baby to use it was Jethro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the reason I'm putting in some more slats. Jethro gnawed right through a couple of them.
Baby did this?
Funny thing about Jethro, he was born with a full set of teeth, just like a beaver.
That's incredible.
Jethro went to eating right off. Since he was 3 months old, he sat at the table and matched the grown-ups jowl for jowl.
Well, Edith and I appreciate your interest in the baby, Mr. Clampett, and Mr. Drysdale told us how he has Granny all lined up.
Oh, yeah, she's looking forward to it. She's out back right now making baby soap.
Yes. Yes, well, you thank her for us, but...
Now, it's us that's beholden to you. We was poor as folks could get till you bought our oil.
Well...
Why, I tell you come along, and we was living mostly on pawpaws and high wind.
Well, getting back to Granny helping with the baby, you tell her that Edith has decided to do it all herself.
What didn't you say?
No, she wants it that way.
I heard about that back in the hills, but ain't that kind of unusual for a city woman?
Yes, it is, and I'm very proud of her. Well,
Oh, Mr. Brewster, I gotta admit, your wife's mighty spunky, but this being her first young'un, hadn't she better have Granny around?
well, let's let Edith try it her way. She's been reading books, attending classes and lectures, and...
Well, that's all well and good, but I'd have her talk to Granny. You can't beat 50, 60 years of experience.
No. Well, I'll pass that along to Edith.
Oh, by the way, when is the young one due to arrive?
Well, we don't know yet. We're waiting for somebody to tell us.
Have you seen that? Is that Mr. Brewster driving away?
Yep.
How soon are they going to need my help?
They need it right now, but they don't want it.
Don't want it? Do you mean that Mr. Drysdale pulled us off that train for nothing?
Now, hold on, Granny. It wasn't his fault. Mrs. Brewster got it into her head that she's going to have this baby all by herself.
That little pampered city woman.
She's been reading books and such, and she figures she can handle it.
When's it due?
They're waiting for somebody to tell them.
I better get over there and see her right away. Where's Jeff?
He went flying out here on the truck a little while ago.
That's so it brain. I'm gonna smoke his haunches till he can sit in the tub and heat his own bathwater. Mark my words, Jed. He's chasing after them kitty cats again.
I don't think he can without a key.
Dear sir, this is to advise you that on...
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale. Here's your key back.
Oh, why don't you keep it, Jethro?
Oh, I don't need it. I'm opening up my own club, the Possum Pen.
What?
Jethro.
I'm going around collecting the most beautiful girls in town. Can I borrow Miss Jane?
Oh, Jethro, why would you want me?
Just drive your car. My truck's full. Well, then could you do me another favor? Here, kitty cats. Reckon you can change these kitty costumes into possums?
Oh, thank you.
Are you serious about this?
I sure am. And I told the girls I'd double their pay. Yeah.
You can't do that.
Who says he can't?
She does.
Gee, sure you're not afraid of a girl.
Of course not. Come on, neither one of you.
Sorry, Mr. Drysdale. I don't want nothing to happen to my kitty cats. I mean, possums.
You mean chickens?
Hey, that looks dandy. Pink and blue, huh?
Well, we don't know whether it's going to be a girl or a boy.
This way we can just untie the color it ain't.
Well, speaking of the proud parents-to-be, come in, come
Thank you,
in.
Mr. Clampett.
I'm happy to see you.
Well, thank you, Granny.
Congratulations.
Ellie Mae.
We got your cradle all ready for you.
Cradle.
Yes, dear, this fine old cradle has been in the Clampett family for years. They're going to let us use it.
Jethro was the last baby in it.
This here was his rattle.
And this was the cowbell we used to tie around his neck so he wouldn't get lost.
When Jethro was a baby, he used to crawl off into the woods a lot, looking for food.
Well, Jethro was born with a full set of teeth, dear, just like a beaver. Well, I will just take this cradle out and put it in the car.
I'll give you a hand.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Ellie, you go outside with the men folks. I want to have a little talk with Miss Brewster.
Yes, Granny.
Edith, Jed tells me that according to your husband, you want to take care of everything yourself when the baby comes.
Oh, yes, I do. I've been reading books and going to classes and lectures, and I feel I'm ready for John Jr.
John Jr. Want a boy, huh?
Well, it's what John wants, so that's what we decided on.
You decided?
Yes, we're going to pick him up at 3 o'clock.
Pick him up?
At the Beverly Hills baby service.
The Beverly Hills baby service?
Yes, I thought you knew all about this.
Honey, it ain't me that don't know. Why don't you take your coat off and be comfortable? You and me got a lot to talk about.
I don't really have much time.
Darling, do you know what we forgot? The baby basket.
You're right, we did.
Baby basket?
Yes, to put our boy in. We're going to go get him at 3 o'clock.
Uh-huh. From that Beverly Hills baby service.
That's right.
Oh, John, I'm so excited. I can't believe the big moment is almost here.
I know just how you feel, sweetheart. We waited a long time for this day.
Oh, yes.
Well, come on, let's get the basket and go pick up the baby.
Oh, I hope we won't have to stand in line.
We won't. All we have to do is give him the money.
Hold it.
Oh? Didn't you finish your advice to Edith?
Didn't even get started. Both of you better sit down.
We haven't time for that now, Granny.
No, we'll stop on our way home and show you John Jr. Goodbye, Granny. Goodbye, Miss Clampett.
Oh, see you later.
So long.
Where are they going in such a hurry?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
They're going to a baby store to buy a baby.
You're right, I don't believe you.
Jed, it beats anything I ever heard. How folks can get to be their age and still be green as grass.
We're going to try to straighten them out?
Don't worry, they'll be back with a broken heart. Then is when they's gonna need us.
Pa, Jethro's back. And wait till you see what he's got with him this time.
What in tarnation?
Uncle Jed, I couldn't find no possum outfits, but we can still have a key club. We'll call it the haunted house, and these girls will be spooks. Granny, you were supposed to be over at the Brewsters. We can't have a swinging key club with you around.
Jed, you'll have to take care of this. I gotta figure out some way to help them poor Brewsters. Come on, Ellie. I got a notion stirring.
What do you think, Uncle Chet? You ain't saying nothing.
That ain't easy.
The whole thing was Miss Jane's idea. She rounded up the girls and everything. Woo! She's my head spook.
I contrived this notion to keep an eye on the dear boy.
Miss Jane, can I see what the girls look like now without their shades on?
Of course. All right, girls, take them off.
All right, that's enough. Put them back on. Everybody back in the truck.
All right, Ellie, come on, fetch it in.
Granny, I just seen the Brewsters come through the gate.
Good, we got it just in time. Come on, Ellie.
You got a what?
It's a baby for the Brewsters.
You got a what?
Jed, they's all built up to hear the patter of little feet in that nursery.
Well, Granny says they got to have something to love and fuss over.
At least until I can explain a few things to them.
And you got him a baby?
Well, not exactly, but it's as close as we could come.
I'm Jane.
Well, yeah, he's cute, all right, but I don't hardly think they're going to be satisfied with this.
Well, it's better than coming home with an empty basket.
Yeah, we's in the kitchen, Mr. Brewster.
Cheer up, folks. We got you something to put in your basket.
Here it is. Don't let him near the baby.
Baby.
What dog is it did get a baby? Look at that.
That's John Jr.
Oh, isn't he beautiful?
Handsome, dear. Handsome, not beautiful.
And you got him at the Beverly Hills baby service?
That's right. And we've got our order in for 3 more.
Well, we wanted you to have the first look. Come on, dear.
I'll see you to the door.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be back later for that advice, Granny.
Forget it, honey. Just let me borrow some of them books you've been reading.
What books, Granny?
I don't know. But as soon as I read them, you and me's gonna have a long talk.
Well, we don't have a long talk.
I know. But it appears things have moved ahead considerable since my day.
Yes, time something.
Okay. 1 times 1 is 1.
In her office. Are you Mr. Marvin Bagby?
I prefer the name by which I am known the world over. Marvo the Magnificent.
Dog, you're a magician.
Greatest in the world, my boy. My boy, treasured. You are Mr. Drysdale, I presume.
That's right. Sit down.
Thank you. Your bank has been highly recommended. I wish to arrange a loan.
Well, no problem if you have collateral.
I am temporarily between engagements. However, I expect to hear from my agent at any moment.
Sorry, Mr. Bagby. My bank can't make you an unsecured loan.
Unsecured? My dear moneylender, I have a warehouse full of priceless professional paraphernalia.
Sorry.
It is worth conservatively $100,000. I only want to borrow 50.
50,000?
$50.
It's not even worth that to my bank. Now, why don't you take it out of the warehouse and sell it?
A magician does not sell the secrets that have brought him fame and fortune. Besides, there's a little matter of 10 years backstory.
In other words, you haven't worked in 10 years.
Not on the stage, no. But I've sold aluminum awnings and stole mufflers. My most recent position was at a car wash. Wait, Mr. Drysdale. Be merciful, man. I haven't the price of a meal.
Well, just pull a rabbit out of your hat and eat it.
Fortunately, I consumed the last one some weeks ago.
Oh, by the way, who recommended this bank to you?
The bank down the street.
Miss Hathaway, bring your book, please.
Mr. Drysdale, I've done times plumb through the 8s. Have you decided where you want me to work?
Not yet, Jethro, but we'll have something for you in a week or so.
You want me to wait here?
No, you can go home.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Marvel,
What is it, boy?
whereabouts can I go to see your magic act?
Ah, yes, here we are.
Jed, he pulled that egg right out of my ear.
I see it, boy. That beats all.
You haven't seen anything yet.
He's going to put on a whole show for you.
No.
Yes, sir. We stopped by, picked up his suitcase full of magic stuff. Had a dickens of a time getting out of the hotel. He had to lower it down to me from his window.
Yes. The management of my hotel asked that I not remove my suitcase by way of the lobby. People see my name on it, crowds gather, clamoring for me to perform.
That's the truth, Uncle Jed. As we was pulling away, a fella come running out of the hotel, waving and yelling, come back with that suitcase.
Such is the price of fame.
Here, now, look at me, keeping you standing around out here. I'm plumb ashamed. Come on inside.
Jed, Vittles is... Who's this goomer?
Get ready for a big thrill. This here...
Uncle Jed, let me do it. I found him. Granny, this here is Marvel the Magnificent.
Magnificent what?
Magician.
Magician?
World's greatest.
Says so right here.
John,
Don't you turn me into nothing.
Oh, he wouldn't do that.
Can you pull a rabbit out of your hat? I seen a magician do that at the county fair once.
Granny, we've been keeping him standing out here for a long time. Now, he's going to do a whole show for us later.
Is he?
Yep.
Would you like to have a bite to eat with us first?
Madam, I'd be delighted.
But now, don't get your hopes up too high. It ain't likely to be as fancy as you're used to. We just simple folks. What are we having, Granny?
Turnip greens, sow belly, and pot liquor.
Can you believe that? Jethro fetches you home out of the blue, and it's the one day we's having company victuals.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For my first feat of leisure domain, I shall... Oh, dear. This is the wrong handkerchief. I never have liked polka dots.
Did you see what that rascal done?
He's something else.
Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
Observe, ladies and gentlemen. I have fashioned a drinking cup out of an ordinary piece of paper. I shall now fill it with milk and quench my thirst. Oh, I've changed my mind.
He made that milk just disappear.
I wish I could do that.
You do that every meal, and quicker.
I should do another stunt.
Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
For my next astounding presentation, I shall require the services of my gorgeous young assistant.
Hell, Jethro, he ain't talking about you.
Well, he sure ain't talking about you.
Yes, he is.
He ain't neither.
Yes.
He ain't.
Jethro, girls first, then you can have your turn.
My compliments, young lady.
Hey, did y'all see that?
Sure did, Ellie. That rascal's a world beater, ain't he?
I'll say.
Look, I think he's fixing to pull a...
For our next excursion into the realm of magic,
Okay, Ellie, you can sit down now. I'm going to help him.
you, Jethro,
Yes, sir. You know, Mr. Marvel, I've been sitting out there watching you, and I done made up my mind. You're what I'm going to be.
I beg your pardon.
It beats working at the bank, brain surgeon, double knot spying, streetcar conducting, or anything.
What does?
Being a magician, like you. Jethro the Magnificent.
An admirable ambition, my boy, but magic is an art which requires a great deal of skill and knowledge.
Oh, I'm full clean up to here with knowledge. I done graduated 6th grade. Yeah.
Well, of course, the most important thing is the equipment. Very difficult to get. Very expensive.
Heck, fire. My Uncle Jed's got millions. Well, he could buy me a whole warehouse full of stuff.
Yes, good. Indeed.
Come on, let's have a show.
Oh, go on. You're greening me.
Observe. An empty cabinet. Right? Now I'll turn it around for your benefit.
Okay, now what?
Watch closely. Beautiful maiden, sweet and fair, materialize from out of the air.
Can I learn to do that?
If your uncle buys the equipment.
Oh, he will, he will. I guarantee you. Well, this thing alone is worth the money.
Very well, we will test your skill. Into your hand I place the magic wand. About your shoulders, the sorcerer's mantle. And upon your head, the wizard's crown.
All ready now?
Where did Ellie get that costume?
Come in the trunk with the magic stuff. But it looks like some of it done disappeared.
Now I present to you Jethro the Magnificent.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For my first feat of Leger Maine. Got the wrong handkerchief. I never did like polka dots. Don't mind them for a little while. For my next magic trick, I am going to pull a rabbit out of this here hat.
Now you're talking.
Oh, the next trick, Jethro. I got to work on this one some more.
Ladies and gentlemen, that there is such a good trick, I'm going to save it till last. And now, I am going to produce a cake from my hat. I mean, if I can borrow a hat from the audience.
My hat's got a hole in it. Can you borrow yours?
Of course, delighted.
Here, why, Jethro?
Thank you, sir.
Well, you see this trick, Mr. Drysdale? It's a humdinger.
Now, my assistant will step through those curtains and take from that hat a cake.
You, Jethro, hold the rat. It didn't bake.
Now, my next trick. Ladies and gentlemen, things ain't going just perfect up till now, but this here trick will make up for it. Beautiful maiden, sweet and fair, come to me from out of the air. Miss Jane!
I almost made it.
Oh, nuts!
Cheer up, Mr. Drysdale. You might have lost a hat, but you gained a good hired hand for your bank.
Nice presentation.
Viacom. Come and listen.
Come on, lazy bones, get moving.
Granny, it's too early for spring house cleaning.
Tain't neither. Sun's putting me up.
I mean, it ain't even spring yet.
I decide when it's spring around here. Now I want every stick of furniture out on that lawn.
All 32 rooms?
That's right. Out where the fresh air and sunshine can get to them. Where's Jed and Ellie?
I don't know, but I wish I was with them.
Quick, Paul, let's skedaddle. Granny started spring house cleaning and she's done called Jethro.
Wait a minute, it ain't spring.
But she moved it up on us again. Better hurry. Jethro's toting out the first load.
I gotta do something to stop that little woman from killing herself and us in the bargain, trying to clean this big house the way she done the cabin.
What time did you bang the door at 6 o'clock in the morning? I'm coming! You are Mr. Clampett, and it's wonderful to see you. Come in.
I'm sorry, it looks like I got you out of bed.
Me? Don't be silly. I've been up for hours. Why, it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I figured even city folks couldn't lay in bed no longer than that.
No. This is the best part of the day. Fellas full of energy and vitality. Mind is sharp. Sit down. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Drysdale, I tell you. You see, back in the hills, things would stay pretty well closed up all winter. So come spring house cleaning time, we tote everything outside in the sunshine and fresh air, and Granny would scrub the place down from... Oh, what happened? He was concentrating again.
Oh, yes. Continue.
Well, cut through the cloth and get right to the cheese. It ain't likely we're going to change Granny's ways at her age, so I figured the thing for us to do is get a small house somewhere and move.
Move?
Yeah, some little place out in the country that Granny can keep up without too much work.
Now, please, Mr. Clampett, you can't move. It'll break my bank. Heart, your friends, neighbors.
Yeah, you and your missus are fine neighbors. Us city folks go. But what Granny needs is some country women around. Somebody her own age to talk to. Somebody you can have quilting bees with, molasses stir-offs, hog rendering.
Now, listen, Mr. Clampett. At this moment, my wife is in New York buying some gowns. But as soon as she gets back, I'm sure she'll want to have Granny over for a hog rendering and a quilting stir-off.
Molasses?
No, I mean it.
Mr. Drysdale, you're a fine fella, but I have got to get Granny out of that mansion. It's just too much housework.
Well, now, you just leave everything to me, Mr. Clampett.
Uncle Jed, I'm glad you're back. Granny's been driving me into the ground.
Well, cheer up, boy. Mr. Drysdale and me is working on this.
You're working. I done all this, and I got 27 rooms to go.
I mean, we've been working on ways to stop all this furniture moving.
I got a way. Let's set fire to it.
I think we can best that. Sit down. Now, I got a plan. But first, we got to prime Granny a mite.
What you mean?
Well, we got to make her think that she's getting a little bit too old for all this heavy work.
I see.
And we got to be real sly about it. Just the slightest little hint, and she'll take the bait and run with it.
Well, I catch you on. Smart. Use our heads.
That's right. Now, I'll go let Ellie in on it. Now, remember, when you see Granny, just nudge her with the notion that you have seen her looking a mite sprier.
You can count on me, Uncle Jed.
Jethro, get in here.
I'm coming, Granny.
Take this out next.
Okay. Holy smoke, you look awful.
What?
You are ready for the boneyard. I ain't never seen anybody look so miserable.
No face smudged or something?
No, it ain't no smudge. It's your skin.
You mean I'm commencing to show my age, you might?
You'll never live to be as old as you look.
My skin's all brown and wrinkled. Oh, I'm looking in the back.
Don't look in the front. That'll really scare you.
I look that old?
I seen one thing look older, but it had moss growing on it.
Say, Granny, how long ago was this here spinning wheel made?
Oh, that's got to be at least 150 years old.
What'd you use before you got this?
What?
Sorry, Granny.
Just a minute. How old do you think I am?
I don't know. How old are you?
I don't know neither, for sure.
Well, I know how you can tell.
How?
Well, just find out how old the hills are, because everybody says you're as old as them.
Jed, do you know for sure how old I am?
No, Granny, but it ought to be easy to find out. Just ride home to somebody your own age. Let's see now, there's, no, he's gone. How about, no, she went to her reward years ago. Must be somebody still around. Tell you what, I'll study on it, Granny. In the meantime, you better get cracking. You got 32 rooms to scrub down.
Jed, maybe I had ought to put off spring house cleaning for a spell.
Put it off.
Well, I did jump the gun a mite. It ain't really spring yet.
True.
In fact, I think I'll rest for a little bit. Right now.
Good idea.
around when I need you.
Chief, I got here as quickly as possible. I was in bed when you called.
In bed?
Well, it was 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m., I was already having my first conference.
Really?
Yes. That's why I'm president of the bank, and you're just the secretary. I'm up with the chickens, and you sleep all day.
Chief, it is 6:30.
All right. You can work late tonight and make it up. Now, here's the situation. Jed Clampett thinks Granny's working too hard. So he wants to move to a smaller home in the country.
A very sensible idea, and you want me to look for one?
No. I want you to look for a new job.
I don't understand.
I'll say you don't. I don't have a bank in the country.
Well, Chief, just because they move doesn't mean they'd move their money.
Miss Hathaway, we don't take chances with $50 million. I want them right next door where I can keep an eye on them.
Well, in that case, there's only one solution. We'll have to get someone to do the work for Granny.
Now you're talking. Grab a scrub bucket and get over there. Well, you know Granny doesn't like strangers around.
Chief, I am a highly skilled executive secretary. I'm not paid to do housework.
Yes, you're right. Okay. While you're there, you'll be on half salary.
Oh, yeah, Jed, I'm rested now. I'm going to get up.
No, stay right where you are. I want to talk to you.
What about?
Well, Granny, I think it's time you faced the fact that this house is too much for you.
It is a powerful burden. But then I'm used to work, Jed. I've never known nothing else.
Well, that's just it. You've earned a rest.
That's not for me, Jed. My rest will come when they lay me in that pine box.
Well, I got an idea where we could get you some rest before then.
I'd like to know how.
Well, first off, we got to get you out of this 32-room backbreaker.
Where would I go?
Well, Granny, somewhere out in the country, there's a home just waiting for you.
In the country?
Yeah, someplace where you don't have to work so hard, where you got friendly neighbors, folks your own age to talk to.
Jed, you're fixing to send me to the old folks' homes.
No, I ain't.
Yes, you are.
I ain't neither.
Yes, you are.
Granny, I ain't no such a thing.
You swear it?
I swear.
Yes, you are. Jethro! Jethro! Save me, Jethro, save me.
From what?
Your Uncle Jed wants to send me to the old folks' home.
Granny.
Oh, so that's the plan you was getting her primed for.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is. I slowed down 1 year, and you're going to throw me on the scrap heap.
Well, you're awful old, Granny.
Boy.
And you're not just over the hill, you're down in the holler. How's that for hitting Uncle Jed?
Boy, go get the truck. We're going to take Granny out in the country.
No, Jed, please.
Granny, I just want to show you what I got in mind.
I don't want to see it. I'm too young to go to the old folks' home.
Are you kidding?
Get the truck.
Please, Jed, please give me another chance. I'll clean the whole house all by myself.
Now, Granny.
I'll show you. I'm just as spry as I
Found her, Pop.
How is she?
She's awful stove up.
I don't want her. She mopped the whole downstairs.
And all the sidewalks she could get at.
She mopped around a cement pump. Under she lies.
Wore the mop clean down to a nub.
I'm as spry as I ever was, Jed.
Sure you are, Granny.
I can't get her fingers loose from the mop.
There go her legs again.
Her legs, Ellie. Now, let go of the mop, Granny.
Make me some suds. I'll come in on upstairs.
Take it easy. Ellie Mae, you stay here and take care of her. Jethro and me will go out in the country and see if we can find it.
No, Jed. Ain't I showed you I can still earn my keep?
Well, that's just it, Granny. You can't keep on working this hard.
Yes, I can. I got my second wind. Now come in on upstairs.
Now, easy does it.
No, Jed, don't send me away.
Nobody wants to send you away, Granny. We're just looking for a little place where we can all move in.
I don't believe you.
It looks like you're going to take showing her. Go put her on the truck. Hey, Jethro, fetch her.
No.
We'll never catch her now.
She's done made it to the heavy brush.
You get Duke and track her down. Jethro and me will head for the country and scout out a place or two to show her.
Yes, sir, Pop.
Oh, here's Mr. Drysdale.
Why aren't you up at the Clampets helping with the house cleaning?
Let me explain. A, I am not qualified. B, it would be only a temporary solution. And C, I was able to get Mrs. Mack here, who comes highly recommended.
Baloney. A strange woman like that wouldn't last 5 minutes. Now send her back where she came from, and you get up there and you start help.
Who you calling strange?
Please!
I didn't mean strange. I meant stranger. You see, the Clampets are very unusual people, and I just don't think you could please them.
No.
On the other hand, of course, with your winning ways and sweet personality. Miss Hathaway, take this lovely lady up to the Clampets and see that she's made welcome.
I'll certainly do my best, Chief.
Don't fail. I hold you personally responsible for her happiness and well-being.
That old hound dog will never see the day he can find this old fox.
But that's strange. The place seems deserted. I'll tell you what, you wait here and I'll go upstairs and see if I can find Granny.
Who are you? Ma'am?
Mrs. Mack, who are you?
I'm Granny.
Oh, you're the one they're looking for.
Yeah, they're going to send me away. But I'll show them that I can still clean this house.
Oh, no, that's my job now.
Why?
I'm the new housekeeper.
They didn't even give me a chance. Well, you tell them that they ain't gonna put me in no old folks' home. I'm leaving. And they'll never see me again. They'll just find my bleached bones out on the desert where I died from hunger and thirst. Well, hunger anyway. Hold them doors open, soldier. Coming in to get my money.
Well, yes, Margaret, of course I'm happy to have you back home. But I'm busy now, dear. My secretary's gone. I'll call you back, sweetheart. Of course I do. Hello. Miss Hathaway, why aren't you back here where you belong?
Well, Chief, I'm afraid there's a crisis here at the Clampets. Mrs. Mack took one look at the size of this house and quit. Now we have to find another housekeeper.
I just found her. Get busy with that scrub bucket. Granny, what can I do for you?
You can put my share of Jed's money in that wheelbarrow. I'm going back home to the hills to be laid away.
What?
I was going to die on the desert, and then I decided I'd go back home and be buried proper. Come on, load it up.
But, Granny, your share of Mr. Clampet's money would come to almost $13 million.
Yeah, that ought to buy me one humdinger of a funeral.
Granny, you're just a little tired. Why don't I let Perkins drive you back up to the house, eh?
No, you won't. They want to get rid of me.
Who does?
Jed and the young'uns. I give them the best years of my life. And now they're throwing me on the scrap heap.
Surely not.
Yeah. I'm just a poor old worn-out bag of bones.
I can't believe that.
True. My own kinfolks don't want me. Just 'cause I slowed up a little and I can't clean the house like I used to.
Well, that's ridiculous. I just wish I had someone like you to clean my house.
You do?
You bet.
You got me. Call your wife and tell her I'll be right over.
All right.
This will prove to Jed that I ain't ready for the boneyard.
But...
I'll clean that house of yours till it shines like a bright new penny.
But...
Call Miss Drysdale. Tell her to commence toting the stuff outside. Have her set it in the front yard so it'll get plenty of fresh air and sunshine. I'll be over there in a jiffy.
No, Granny, wait. On second thought, I think that... No, what I mean is...
What you mean is that you don't need me neither. Come on, load that up. I'm going back to my final rest.
Now, Granny, you didn't let me finish. What I meant was I need you here more than I do at home.
In the bank?
Yes, yeah, of course. You see, with Miss Hathaway away, I'm up to my ears. There's the phone and no one to answer it.
Oh, you poor man. Hello, Mr. Drysdale's office, Secretary Granny speaking. Oh, howdy, Miss Drysdale. Your husband was just telling me how bad your house needs cleaning.
Margaret, I told you I'd call you back. Yes, I'll explain everything when I get home, dear. Now, please, I told you I did. Well, all right.
Shame on you. Flirting with your new secretary already.
Nothing, dear. I'll explain it all later.
Duke and me's covered that holler in more ways than a kraut lays in a barrel. Never did pick up Granny's trail again.
Likely she circled back.
Oh, poor old Duke's plumb ashamed of himself.
You can leave my wheelbarrow out there, Perkins.
Thank you, madam.
It won't take me long to change and pack up. Sit down. There's plenty of chairs. Or lay down. There's plenty of beds.
Oh, Granny, I'm so glad you're back. I'm afraid I'm not very good at your job.
Well, I'm a crackerjack at yours.
What?
Mr. Drysdale just made me his new secretary. I am now what you call a career girl.
You are what you call potted. Give me that jug.
I ain't the kind of a girl that drinks on the job.
What's this nonsense about you getting a job?
Well, it beats getting put into the old folks' home.
Granny, I keep telling you, we ain't putting you in the old folks' home.
You bet you ain't, Charlie. I'm moving into my own apartment. Mr. Drysdale, your secretary's back.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, where is she?
Right here.
Oh, I thought you meant Miss Hathaway had come back.
Oh, she's got my old job. Well, let's get to work.
Granny.
None of that. Don't let this dress make you forget you're a married man.
Granny, I've got a lot of papers to get out.
Well, let's hop to it.
Do you know how to type?
I can learn.
Press the button.
Am I typing?
Yeah. I'll get the phone in my office.
Yonder she says.
Well, I'll be doggone.
She wasn't fooling.
You folks had an appointment?
Miss Hathaway, just hurry down here. I'll figure out something to do with Granny. Now, please, I need you.
Mr. Drysdale?
Mr. Clampett, come in.
Well, I just want to thank you for giving Granny a job. It sure has perked her up.
My pleasure. Oh, she's wonderful. Matter of fact, she's due for a promotion.
What didn't you say? Granny, did you hear that? Mrs. Drysdale's giving you a promotion.
That's right, Granny. I'm moving you up to an office on top of the whole building.
What'll I do up there?
You'll be vice president in charge of the whole building.
Well, doggies.
You heard me. The whole building. Everything out. Keep it moving. You know, Ellie, I'm glad company is coming. We don't get much chance to use this fancy eating room.
No, Jethro and Paul uses most of to play what you call pool. I don't see much sport in it myself.
Well, what can you expect from a game that you play on the dining room table?
You reckon I ought to set 8 places? Is it for sure Miss Flat and Miss Scruggs is a-coming?
Well, we know that Lester's bringing his wife, but we don't know for sure about Earl. But you better set a place for Louise, just in case.
Yes, ma'am. Whereabouts you want Jethro's plate?
Put him up at the end yonder there. When he goes to eating, I don't want the company in bruising range of his elbows.
How's it going, girl?
Jed, why ain't you on your way to the airport? You're going to be late picking up Lester and Earl.
Well, according to Jethro, we got plenty of time. He says he's got a new way to get there.
I wouldn't trust no shortcut if that eating machine picked it out.
Well, this ain't no shortcut. He says he got something new he put on the truck.
What is it, Paul?
I don't know yet, Ellie. I think he wants to surprise me with it. But he says it's going to be a real time saver.
This here's a surprise I've been working on.
It's kind of like a windmill.
I call it my traffic jam jumper. Hop in, I'll show you how it works.
Well, now, boy, we don't want to be late meeting Lester and Earl's plane.
That's where this rascal's gonna come in handy. Suppose we was driving down the freeway, and there's a big traffic jam up ahead. We don't sit there and fret and fume.
What do we do?
Throw this out of gear, throw this into gear, give this a yank. Here we go.
We're leaving the ground.
That's the whole idea. We just fly right on over that traffic jam.
He's up in the air, all right, but how do we move ahead?
Guess I forgot to figure that out.
Figure out how we get down.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Just shut off the engine.
What do you suppose that was? We best go see.
Well, other than that, what do you think of it?
I'll tell you later. Right now, I got to get somebody out to that airport.
Oh, Ralph, I haven't been able to find Mr. Drysdale. Will you tell him I have to rush out and do something for the Clampetts, and I'll explain when I get back. I hope it isn't too breezy back there, Mrs. Platt.
Oh, no. I was all prepared to ride in the Clampett's truck. This is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, mighty nice of you too, Miss Hathaway.
Yes, ma'am. We sure do appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'm a great fan of your music. Unfortunately, I don't get to hear you very often.
I tell you what, we'll be doing a couple numbers soon as we get to Jed's place.
Yeah, Granny always makes us sing for her supper.
You're sure invited for listening and, like as not, eating too.
Oh, I wish I could accept, but I'm afraid I have to dash right back to the office.
Oh. Well, why don't you boys do a number 4 right now?
How about it, Lester?
Oh, that would be an imposition. I couldn't ask you to perform in an open car.
We've played in worse places.
And for smaller audiences.
Margaret, I've asked you not to call me on this car telephone. It's for business. All right, dear. What have the Clampetts done now? Saw them where? What? In their what? Margaret, trucks do not fly. All right, dear, go back to your bridge club. I'll do something about it. I'll get her a new psychiatrist. Talk about obsessions. Now she thinks those hillbillies hover in the air. Oh. Get me Crestview 67399.
How about you girls joining in?
Well, I'm game if you are.
Lester doesn't think I'm much of a singer.
Now, Gladys, I never said that.
Well, why don't you let me go out on the road with you and perform then?
Well, darling, that's because you don't sing her kind of song.
If you let me sing my kind of...
Here we go. Everybody in the same key now. Little Brown Jug.
You and me, little brown jug, oh, I love thee. You and me, little brown jug, oh, I love thee.
What do you mean Miss Hathaway isn't there? I left her in charge. Well, ring her office again. Well, ring the secretarial pool. Ring... Isn't that Miss Hathaway coming towards us?
I believe it is, sir.
Well, there's a couple of fellas in the car. And another girl. They're singing. She's out on a date while my bank goes to pot. What? You bet I've got a message for her. She's buying.
You and me, little brown jug, oh, I love thee.
I'm sorry Louise couldn't come along.
Oh, so is she, Granny, but one of us had to stay and look after things, and she volunteered.
Well, it was nice of her to let you have the cooking lesson.
Another cooking lesson?
Didn't she show you my letter? I told her that this time I was going to learn you city girls everything. From pickling pig's knuckles to making hogshead cheese. And he's going to start with butchering the hog.
Oh, thank you for watching my desk, Miss Murray. Any messages?
Just this one.
You may return to the secretarial pool. I'll call. This says I'm discharged.
Yes. Everybody's sorry to see you go. We started taking up a little collection for you.
I'm sure this is some sort of... Oh, if this is somebody's idea of a joke, I don't...
Oh, Miss Murray, will you... Well, if it isn't the playgirl of the Commerce Bank.
Chief, what is the meaning of this?
Well, let me see if I can translate it for you. Discharged. That means fired, canned, sacked. I need employees who are trustworthy and obedient. Wait in my office.
Yes, sir.
I don't need employees who skip out the minute my back is turned.
Chief, if you're referring to my absence from the bank,
I'm referring to you joyriding along Whittier Boulevard with that flashy blonde and those 2 Texas beer salesmen. You and me, little brown jug. Oh, what a double life you lead. Trim, prim Miss Hathaway in the office. And the minute my back is turned, it's Happy New Year.
Mr. Drysdale, if I am to be turned out without a hearing?
Without a hearing? Everybody along Whittier Boulevard gave you a hearing. You and those off-key butter and egg men.
Before I leave, I think you should know that my passengers were Mr. and Mrs. Lester Flatt and Mr. Earl Scruggs. Dear friends of Mr. J.D. Clabbett's, at whose request I picked them up at the airport. Goodbye.
Come back to your desk. Can't you say it was a joke?
I don't consider it a joke to be humiliated in the eyes of my fellow employees. Why, they even took up a contribution for me.
Oh, really? Well, let's see. 53 cents. I tell you what, if you stay, I'll make an even buck.
Your generosity is overwhelming. But if this is my reward for 10 years of faithful service, no, thank you.
No, wait. That's only the beginning. From now on, you don't have to work Sundays. And you can take a full 20 minutes for lunch every day. And no more working late. I promise you'll be out of here by 9 o'clock every night.
Thank you, Ella Mae, but my wife Gladys is real fond of singing. I'm going to ask her to do a number for us.
Come on, Oh, you don't want to hear me?
Yes, please.
But I'm not a performer. I'm not even prepared or anything.
Oh, come on.
Well, all right. I'll try. What do you think I should do, boys?
How about that song you've been rehearsing for 2 weeks?
Yeah, that one you bought that special new dress for.
All right, boys. But I think the lighting and the acoustics are better in the entrance hall. Oh, and fellas, on your accompaniment, I'd like you both to be playing guitar. And when we get to the rubato strain on the reprise, glissando into the major seventh, and we'll take it moderato on the subdominant, okay?
There she goes with that music school talk again.
Yeah, I wish I knew what it meant.
Me too, Lester, me too.
We didn't know Gladys was a singer.
It's gonna be a real treat.
I'll say.
Yeah, boy.
Now, don't go to getting your hopes up. Gladys is a sweet woman, and she tries hard. But she ain't never going to be no Minnie Pearl.
Nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares. You may be king, you may possess the world and its gold, but gold won't bring you happiness when you're growing old. The world still is the same, we'll never change it. Just as sure as the stars shine above, you are nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love.
Shall I fetch your truck around now, Granny? It's all fixed.
All right.
Now, you see what I mean, Jed? She's got a pleasant voice, but it just ain't got no power to it.
She wants to go on the road with us and sing at fairs and such.
Why, you'd never hear her over the livestock judging. Chickens cackling and pigs squealing would plumb drown her out.
This is the prettiest dress I ever did see.
Oh, thank you, Ellie.
Take my advice, Gladys. Don't wash it in hot water no more. It's pretty near shrunk off you now.
All right, Granny, I'll be careful.
Well, you better change. This ain't no dress to wear walking around the stockyards.
Stockyards?
Jethro's gonna drive us down to pick out the hog to butcher.
Granny, I thought maybe once you heard me sing that you might want to forget about the cooking lessons.
Oh, no, honey. Just 'cause you ain't a world beater at one thing, don't mean you can't do another.
Hey, what have you done to the truck, Jed?
Well, that's Jethro's doing. He ain't got enough to keep himself busy, so he's took up inventing. He calls that his traffic jam jumper.
I got that moving ahead problem licked, Uncle Jed. Now I got rocket power.
Jethro, Gladys has decided to stay here and let us go pick out the hog.
Okay, let's go.
What's all this stuff?
Get in, I'll show you. Let's say we's going down the freeway. And all of a sudden, there's a big traffic jam up ahead. Well, we don't sit there and sweat and fume.
What do we do?
Watch. I throw this out of gear. Throw this into gear. Give this a yank. And here we go. Hang on, Granny!
Ain't that kind of dangerous, Jed?
Could be, yes. Granny! Don't let him turn off the key!
Do what?
Turn off the key!
Bobby!
Like I said, the boy ain't got enough to keep himself busy.
Same thing the next time you get me in that car, you get me.
Granny, where are those pone sticks I just baked?
Oh, I put them out back to cool.
Oh, how did they taste?
I don't know, honey. They were too hot. Hot. Come on, Gladys. Let's get to the pig knuckles.
Oh, Granny, do I have to? I love Lester and I want to please him, but I'm just no good at making these country dishes.
Well, I could learn you to cook a city dish, like beaver casserole.
Beaver casserole? That's a city dish?
Specialty of the house in the hotel dining room in Bug Tussle.
Granny, actually, I don't want to take cooking lessons at all. What I want more than anything in life is to sing.
You really got your heart set on it, ain't you?
Yes, I have. I love it.
All right. Take off your apron.
Oh, thank you.
I'll give you a singing lesson.
Well, on second thought, Every wife should know how to cook something for her husband.
Yeah, Lester, you got yourself a problem. A woman as pretty as Gladys would likely be a big drawing card in fairs, rodeos.
Oh, she's pretty, all right, and sweet as sorghums, but...
You know, Lester, I've been thinking, maybe if Gladys had sang right into a microphone and we turned the volume up as high as it'd go...
Oh, it ain't just her voice, Earl. She just won't want to learn no proper song.
She don't?
Oh, I've tried my best to get her to sing Stomping the Clover, Sweet Nellie, and The Sinking of the Titanic.
And she don't want it?
Oh, she wants to sing songs like Stardust, Night and Day, and Smoke Gets in Your Eyes.
I never heard of them.
Well, you see what I'm up against.
I do for a fact.
Well, cheer up, Lester. Maybe Granny will teach her to cook so good she'll want to stay home in the kitchen.
I sure hope so. Say, Jed, what kind of wood is this? I've dulled 3 blades just to trying to whittle it.
Me too.
It is tough, ain't it?
Yeah, where'd you get these?
I found them laying on the bench.
Hi.
Darling, how's the cooking lessons coming along?
Just fine, Lester. I already baked some corn pone sticks.
Well, ain't that dandy?
They're my favorites.
How about a taste?
All right. Granny put them out here to cool.
Say, Mr. Drysdale's been a-calling you from the bank.
Let him call.
Well, ain't you working there no more?
I am happy to announce that I have terminated my affiliation with that penurious martinet.
Oh, still at the bank, huh?
Ellie, thanks to Mr. Flatt and Mr. Scruggs, I am about to become a balladeer, a troubadour, an interpreter of the true ethnic idiom.
They got you a promotion, huh?
That's funny. I can't find him. Have you seen anything of him?
Not me. Have you, Earl?
Me neither.
I bet you the birds got him. And the squirrels.
Oh, gee.
It ain't safe to leave anything that good around outside.
Too bad, Gladys.
Don't you worry, Lester. I'll go right back and bake some just for you.
Oh, Gladys, are you sure you wouldn't like to learn Stomping the Clover, Sweet Nellie?
No, Lester, that's not my kind of music. I like sophisticated songs.
Well, then, how about the wreck of the old 97? Do it for her, fellas.
Jed, we'd rather not do one of them sad songs.
Would you rather eat one of them corn sticks?
Greetings, all.
Hi, Jane.
Hey,
Here you are, gentlemen. I am ready for my audition. Your husband has invited me to journey to Nashville and join them in interpreting the folk music of our land.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet of my husband? He's never invited me to do that.
Honey, like I said, it's because you can't do her kind of music.
Who says I can't?
Well, then it's because you don't want to.
Who says I don't want to?
Well, and,
Here we go. The wreck of old 97. Let her go, Lester.
all they gave him his orders. Monroe, Virginia, Steve, you're way behind time. It's not 38, but it's old 97. Let's put her in Spencer on time.
Sing one, Miss Jane.
He turned around and said to his fireman, a shovel in a little more coal. And when we cross this big wide mountain, you can watch old 97 a roll.
Come on, Gladys, now show us what you can do.
The mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville, it's lying on a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his air brakes, and you see what a jump he made.
Bump us, of course, Jed.
was going down grade, making 90 miles an hour. His whistle began to scream. He was found in a wreck with his hand on the throttle and was scalded to death by the steam.
Story about a man.
I told Jethro to do that.
I know you did, Granny, but he...
Cut me a hickory stick, I'll learn him to shirk his chores.
Granny, he done all the other work you give him.
Then I'll give him some more. Where is he?
Well, he was feeling kind of restless, so he took a little trip into town.
Well, when he gets back, he's going to take a little trip to the woodshed.
Now, Granny, it ain't that bad. If a little drive down to the drugstore will get the birds out of his britches, what's the harm?
Because he's turning into a drugstore dude, that's the harm. Laid in bed till 6 o'clock this morning.
I don't hardly think that makes him a drugstore dude.
Hanging around the drugstore does. What's he want there anyway?
Well, just between us, I think he's hoping to meet up with some members of the opposite sex.
Jethro, he don't even know what sex he's opposite.
Now, Granny, a boy has got to do a certain amount of girl watching. Once he gets it out of his system, he's ready to come back and pitch in.
Who's that?
I don't know, but he sure is in an awful hurry.
It's Jethro.
Ain't she a beauty? Wait till a girl see me driving around in this.
Where'd you get it?
I got it at what you call a used car lot. Salesman says it's a real girl trap.
What'd you do with the truck?
I traded it for this.
What? You traded your ma's fine big truck for this little squash-down thing?
Uncle Jed, this here is a $7,000 imported sports car.
How much I give you to boot?
Give me nothing. I owe them $7,000.
With the truck?
Well, heck no, I forgot. With the truck, I owe them $7,025.
Jethro, you take this thing back where you got it and fetch home the truck.
Uncle Jed, girls don't go for that truck. But with this baby, I can get me some action.
You get out to the woodshed. I'll give you some action. Get out.
Granny, I need some swinging action. I want to be where things are jumping.
Don't you worry. I'll be swinging and you'll be jumping. Now get
Boy, you better get underway before you and the truck both gets hauled away.
Oh, gee, y'all treat me like I'm a kid. I'm a graduate of the 6th grade.
Here's what too much education has done. Napkin city living.
Now, Granny.
What he needs is work. Work and more work. Chores from sun up till sundown. That'll keep his mind off the girls.
Excuse me, Chief. Here are your files on the Mammoth Picture Studios.
What for?
Why, you were meeting with Mr. Chapman.
I don't need those. All I'm going to do is fire him.
Why?
2 months ago, he brought an actress over here from Sweden and put her under contract for $10,000 a week.
Oh, yes, Ulla Bergström.
I found out she'd never made a movie in her life.
No, but she was the sensation of Europe in Chekhov's play, The Cherry Orchard. And she's done some other fabulous things.
Well, she's doing one right now, sitting up there at the studio, collecting $10,000 a week for nothing.
Well, Chief, it's her first picture, and they just haven't been able to find the right script for her.
Well, I got it right here. It's called A One-Way Ticket to Sweden.
On a tanker?
We're through squandering money on that Swedish meatball. 8 weeks at $10,000 a week. Oh, wait till I get my hands on Chapman.
Chief, he's making movies, not packing crates. He's dealing with sensitive, creative artists. You can't turn out dreams on an assembly line.
Only it's time someone started running the movie business like a business.
Miss Hathaway?
Oh, come in, Mr. Chapman, and sit down.
Stay on your feet. This won't take long. Now, I understand you've had trouble finding something for your Swedish star to do.
That's right.
Well, I've come up with something that's perfect. It has travel, adventure.
Sounds like just a ticket.
Exactly. Now,
No, wait. You can tell her about it yourself. I brought her along. Come in, Miss Bergstrom. Miss Ulla Bergstrom, Miss Hathaway.
How do you do?
And here's the real boss of the studio, our banker, Mr. Milburn Drysdale.
Mr. Drysdale. It's a great pleasure. I've heard such wonderful things about you.
Mr. Drysdale has an idea for you.
You have?
Forget it. It's terrible. But don't you worry. We'll have something just right for you, no matter how long it takes.
Mr. Chapman is about ready to send me back to Sweden.
What? 8 weeks at $10,000 a week.
Larry, we're making movies, not packing crates. We're dealing with sensitive, creative artists. You can't turn our dreams on an assembly line.
That was beautiful.
It just happens to be the way I feel. Now get busy and find something worthy of her talent.
There's a part I'd love to play, but Mr. Chapman does not think I should attempt it.
Oh, why not?
Well, it's a part of a poor sharecropper's daughter. She'd have to talk with a backwoods accent.
I can do it. I know I can. Oh, it's a real challenge. Please give me the chance.
What's the problem, Chapman?
I speak to you alone. Excuse us for a moment.
Make that half a moment.
Mr. Drysdale, she's from the European School of Realism. She wants to go to the backwoods to learn the authentic accent and mannerisms before we start the picture. So that could take another 3 months. And at $10,000 a week. Think it over.
Chief, I couldn't help it over here. May I offer a possible solution?
There isn't any.
But there is. Miss Bergstrom could stay with the Clampetts and learn the backwoods accent and mannerisms while she's filming the picture.
Yeah. Remind me to talk to you later about a raise. Well, I've solved the problem.
You have?
Yes, I figured out a way you can play the part without delaying the picture 1 day.
Oh.
You're a genius. Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
But you are.
No.
Milburn, you really are.
Let her talk me into it.
Wait till you see the chores that Granny's got for you to do.
Oh, yeah? Well, you can tell Granny I'm running off to join the French Foreign Legion.
What's the French Foreign Legion?
That's where you go to forget a woman.
What woman do you want to forget?
Granny.
How come it makes you forget?
Because you're out in the middle of the desert, fighting and marching and getting tromped on by camels, and dying of thirst in the burning sand whilst the sun scorches you to a cinder.
Why come you'd want to go to a place like that?
Like I told you, to join the French Foreign Legion.
It sounds awful.
Ellie, I don't make the weather in France. Dumb old girl.
Ellie, was that Jethro we heard?
Well, yes, sir, Pa.
Where is he? I got some chores wrote down for him.
Well, he says he ain't gonna do no more chores, Granny. Says he's running off.
What? Cut me a hickory stick. I'm gonna smoke his hops
Now,
until...
Granny, we don't want to be in the midst of a family ruckus just when that poor little Bergstrom girl gets here.
Well, is she just awful poor, Pa?
Well, I kind of figure she must be, Ellie. Otherwise, Mr. Drysdale wouldn't ask us to put her up.
I wonder why he ain't putting her up at his place.
Well, probably because we've been through just what she's facing, being strangers in Beverly Hills.
And that's a miserable feeling.
Even worse for her. She's from a foreign nation.
A place called Sweden.
This is how backwoods people live in your country.
Well, no. The Clampetts happen to strike oil. But they haven't lost the speech and mannerisms of the hills.
And here I can learn to play the part of a sharecropper's daughter.
Yes, all you have to do is watch Ellie Mae.
Mr. Drysdale, how long do you think I'll be staying here?
Just long enough to pick up their way of speaking. Did you bring your tape recorder?
It's in my...
Doggy, this must be the little Bergstrom girl.
I wouldn't call her little, but she's pretty as a mess of hog jowls.
Welcome as a new catalog.
Miss Ula Bergstrom. This is Granny and Mr. Clampett.
Howdy.
Oh, and Ellie Mae.
Oh, howdy. My, you sure are a tall drink of water.
Where's Jethro?
Oh, he's packing up to run away from home. Here's Elmer. You can have him while she's here.
Come in. I got a mess of grits and sow belly on the stove.
Mr. Drysdale, I've decided to think this over some more.
Wait, you want the part, don't you?
You know I do, but...
Don't worry. You'll love the Clampetts. They're wonderful people. You can trust me. I'm a genius.
Now, she'll be staying in with you, Ellie. Make sure that there's no critters in her bed.
Yes, indeed.
You know, Mr. Clampett, I didn't get to tell you much about Miss Bergstrom on the phone.
Well, now, you just leave the getting acquainted to us, Mr. Drysdale. I reckon we know how to make her feel at home, huh, Granny?
We've bedded down a passel of strangers in our day. Ain't had no complaints yet.
I know, but...
Now, you get back to the bank and stop worrying about Miss Bergstrom. We'll treat her so many ways, she's bound to like one of them.
Are you hungry?
I'm not actually. I'd like to freshen up a bit.
Would you like to take a dip in the cement pond?
Cement pond?
Ain't you never seen one of them?
No, I don't think so.
Sorry to be so long, Miss Ula, but I had to get Ralph out of your bed.
What?
Oh, he's just a little old gray squirrel. But he's getting a little nearsighted. Just don't stick your toes out from under the covers at night.
Well, let's get the young lady settled in. Excuse me, ma'am, but what kind of hide is this?
Alligator.
Kind of thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to say nothing.
That's gator, all right.
That doggies, I'd have to be awful hard up to tote a suitcase made out of gator skin.
Everything she has is made out of it, even her shoes.
That Sweden must be crawling with them varmints.
She's had a hard life, Jed.
My doggies, it'll be a pleasure to see her face when she ties into her first possum.
Bob, Jed, I'm running away from home.
Yeah, that's what Ellie was telling us. All packed, I see.
My clothes is. Now I'm going to pack me some lunch.
Pa, we's gone swimming in the cement pond.
Fine, Ellie. Oh, say goodbye to your cousin before he runs off.
Goodbye, cousin. See you when you get back.
I ain't coming back. This is goodbye forever.
Okay. Bye forever. Bye, Ula.
Coming, Ellie.
Jed? Who was that?
Oh, ain't you met her? That's the girl that's moving in with us.
Moving in?
That's right.
Here?
That's right.
In this house?
Yeah! What's all this nonsense about you running away from home?
Not me, Granny. No, ma'am, no. Never.
Well, that's better. Now, you want to get out to the cement pond and saw me some firewood?
Yes, ma'am, that's what I want to do. Right now, I sure do. You bet. Yes, ma'am.
See that, Jed? One look at this hickory persuader, and he changed his mind.
All he needed was one good look.
Got it!
Jethro, you better stop sewing for a while.
Reckon I'm gonna have to. I've done run out of benches. I've run out of saws, too.
You certainly are strong, Jethro.
No stronger than your average mule.
Saw right through those marble benches. I bet you could saw through anything.
Shucks, heck, fire. Tarnation.
Wait. Let me get my tape recorder.
Oh, how do you want me to saw it? Straight across or down the middle?
Wait. You don't have to saw through the tape recorder.
Oh, I can do it.
I'm sure you can. I can see you're very strong.
You know something? Smarter than I am strong.
Are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'll cipher something for you. Let's see.
Let's go for a swim, shall we?
Okay. Hold in. I'll cipher for you while I'm swimming. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4.
just laughing, Paul.
How about you, Miss Ula?
Just laughing.
Good, good.
And Jethro saw up all the wood I told him to.
Wore out 3 saws. Now he's fixing all the marble benches.
Didn't even have to tell him to do that.
Come on, Ula.
Well, just a minute, Ellie. Granny and me want to have a little talk with Miss Ula. She'll be along directly.
Well, yes, sir, Paul. See you in a bit, Ula.
Well, sit down.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Thank you.
Well, tell me, Miss Ula, how long you been in this country?
2 months.
What you been doing all that time?
Not a thing. Just sitting around. And I'm so anxious to go to work.
What kind of work do you want to do, honey?
Act in the movies.
You want to be a movie star?
Well, I hope to be. That's why I came to Hollywood.
Uh-huh. Well, you ever acted in the movies before?
Not yet. But I know I can do it.
What did you do before you left Sweden?
I was working in the cherry orchard in Stockholm.
Cherry orchard, huh?
I was in it for 18 months.
Well, you must have been pretty good. You ever think of doing that over here?
Oh, please. It seems like I spent my life in the cherry orchard. Before Stockholm, I went from one end of Europe to the other doing the same thing.
Of course, when you're good at something.
No, thank you. I came here to be in the movies, and with your help, I know I can do it.
Well, we'll do everything we can. Of course, it's a big jump from cherry orchard to movie studio.
I see it as a challenge. I'm going to show Hollywood that a Swedish girl can be a sharecropper's daughter and make good.
Sharecropper's daughter?
Well, we know she was hard up. But now I see how she could eat so poor and yet look so good.
What you mean?
Well, she probably got all the cherries she could eat.
Miss Ula forgot her pocketbook.
Where's she, Uncle Jed? Where is that sweet woman?
I'm right here, boy. I got plenty more for you to do. First off, take this to Miss Bergstrom. And then you can wash the windows.
Yeehaw!
You see how happy and contented he is when he has lots of chores to do?
I never seen him so happy to wash the windows.
And after that, I'm going to have him sharpen all of my kitchen knives.
Granny, I got a notion.
What you mean?
I'm going to call up Mr. Chapman over to my movie studio and ask him to drop over and take a look at Miss Ula.
You mean you think?
I grant you it's a 1,000,000 to 1 chance, but stranger things have happened.
Oh, gee.
Jethro,
Yes, ma'am? Oh, yes, ma'am.
would you do me a favor?
Anything, Miss Ula, anything. I'd climb the highest river or swim the deepest mountain.
All I want you to do is help me with this movie script.
Well, yeah, what do you want me to do? Produce it or direct it?
No. I just want you to read this line for me. It's right here.
Okay. I have got a powerful hankering for you, mister. Can't you read?
Yes. Now say the line without reading it.
Okay. I have got a powerful hankering for you, mister.
Just a moment. Let me get my tape recorder.
He's had time to sharpen 24 knives and a barn full of tools by now.
I have got a powerful hankering for you, mister.
Say it again.
I got a powerful hankering for you, mister.
I told Jed that boy didn't know what sex he was opposite.
Hey, boy, how you doing with Granny's knives, did you? Uh-oh. Looks like you wasn't paying attention.
Oh, yes, I was. I never took my eyes off of her.
Well, I can't say as I blame you. But you better get down to the hardware store, quick.
Oh, yes, sir.
Where was Jethro going in such a hurry?
To the hardware store. Catch him and you can ride along. Just a minute, Mr. Chapman. You see that little girl sitting over yonder?
Oh, yes, sir?
Well, she is a sharecropper's daughter out of Sweden. Her name is Ulla Bergström. And I'd consider it a big favor if you was to put her in the movie.
What?
Just any little thing to get her started, and I'll see that you get a raise.
But that girl...
A raise? Dandy big one. How about it?
It's a deal. Miss Bergstrom, my name is Chapman. Come along with me.
Where are we going?
To the studio. You're going to be in the movies.
That's all right, Mr. Woolley. You go along with him. Make us proud of you now.
She will.
But, Mr. Chapman, I don't understand. What is going on?
Jed, where's Miss Ulla going?
She's going to the studio to be in movies.
That's sweet of you, Jed. I hope she gets to be a star.
Me too, Granny, but just in case, let's plant us a cherry orchard out back.
Nice presentation.
Watching for chicken hawks?
Nope. I'm watching for that Hollywood movie actor, Dash Riprock. He's coming to see Ellie Mae.
Well, you're going to make him feel about as welcome as a polecat at a picnic.
Oh, it ain't loaded. But the sight of one of these has helped many a boy declare his intentions.
Dash and Ellie have had 2 dates.
That's what I mean. It's high time he declared his intentions. I don't believe in these long, drawn-out courtships.
Ain't this the kind of thing that scared off Dash when he was dating Ellie before?
Well, somebody's got to look after your daughter.
Granny, this is a city. The code of the hills don't hold... Yonder he comes. Let's get out of sight. I mean, clean out of sight. Ellie? Dash Riprocks are coming.
Jed, you take my advice. Make that Hollywood slicker declare his intentions before it's too late. She's toting her suitcase. Maybe they's gonna run off.
Now, Granny. Ellie, what are you and Dash fixing to do today?
Well, he said we was going to the beach and dig for clams.
You gonna swallow that story?
Hi, Ellie.
Howdy, Dash.
Hi there, Granny. Mr. Clampett.
Howdy, Dash.
What are you and Ellie gonna do today, Dash?
We're gonna dig clams.
Fine and dandy.
All right, now, young fella, let's have the truth.
And we're going to Pismo.
You see, Jed? I told you that clam digging was just a story. They's going pismoing. Well, if I hadn't drawn down on him, he'd have got away with it. How do you pismo?
Pismo's where we dig for clams. Pismo Beach.
Granny's just joking. Have fun now, youngins.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Granny.
Bye, Granny.
Now, ain't you plumb ashamed?
No, I ain't. He's a Hollywood actor. And I wouldn't trust none of them any further than I could fling an anvil.
How soon you have to get back to the studio, Dash?
I've got the whole day off, Ellie. They're shooting my scenes with a stunt double today.
Well, what's a stunt double?
Well, he's a fellow that takes my place in the dangerous scenes. For example, today he's in a covered wagon full of dynamite when it explodes. Then he gets swept down the mountain in an avalanche. And if he's still in one piece, we've got a scene where he rushes into a burning cabin to rescue the girl, and it collapses.
Well, golly, who would be dumb enough to do that?
I don't know. They found some nut.
Who are you? What are you doing in my... Jethro.
You look like a walking rainbow.
Ain't you never seen a movie star before?
You?
Well, over at the movie studio, they say I'm going to be twice the star Dash Riprock is. They say I'm going to be his double.
You're going to be acting in pictures like Dash?
Instead of Dash. Just between us, I think they's trying to get rid of him because they's giving me all his good scenes to do today.
They are?
Yep. I get to ride in a covered wagon. Fella said that scene is just dynamite. And then I get to ride on an avalanche, whatever that is. Then I get to rescue a pretty girl from a burning cabin.
How come they picked you to do all that?
Uncle Jed, it was like a Hollywood fairy tale. I was just standing there on the set, This big light fell down and hit me right on the head.
Get hurt?
I'll say, busted it all to pieces. Offered to pay for it, but...
Did you get hurt?
Oh, heck no. Then a crowd gathered around, and this man said, "Hey, you're just the fella to take Dash's place." Reckon he's seen I had what you call star quality.
Does Dash know about this?
Oh, I don't think so. They gave him the day off.
Well, I don't exactly cotton to you taking Dash's job.
Oh, I don't need it. But that's show business. Today's star is tomorrow's has-been. Same thing could happen to me, now that I'm a star.
What's going to happen to Dash?
Oh, don't worry, Granny. I'll see he gets took care of. I'll make him my grip or my hairdresser or something.
Well, make us proud of you, Jethro.
Oh, by the way, that ain't my name no more. Us movie stars got to use tough-sounding names like Biff Steele, Crunch Hardtack, or Race Burley.
You got one?
I thought myself up a dandy. Beef jerky.
That's tough, all right, but I kind of had a feeling he could have done better.
Whatever he'd have thought of it had been food.
Yes. A movie star to see me. Now, look, I told Dash Riprock to date Ellie at beef jerky.
Surprise, Mr. Drysdale. It's me.
Jethro. You're...
Beef jerky. Made the name up myself. You like it?
I couldn't have done better.
Jethro, I mean, Beef wants to borrow my car so he can arrive at the studio in style.
You mean you're serious about this?
Heck yeah. I'm going to be the new Dash Riprock.
Wonderful.
I'll get my keys.
Dash is still dating Ellie, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. They's on their way to Pismo Beach right now.
Good, good.
Boy, Mr. Drysdale, I sure hope them pretty girls chase after me like they done old Dash.
They will, don't you worry, Beef. Oh, incidentally, I'd use that first name whenever possible. You don't want people calling you Mr. Jerky.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I don't want nobody to think I'll go in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, here are my keys, Jethro.
Beef. Thanks. I'll leave the truck in the parking lot for you.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
Yes, it will. I can only drive one car at a time.
Where do you suppose he got that wild idea?
Same place he got the clothes. But who cares as long as Ellie Mae is happy? Jethro says Dash took her to Pismo Beach today.
Well, that's very interesting.
Oh, speaking of Dash, Mr. Drysdale, this is Miss Debbie Haber. She'd like to talk to you about him.
Well, what can I do for you?
You've just done it. You've told me where I can find the two-timer.
No, wait a minute.
Don't get in my way. Dash told me you started this Ellie Mae business. Well, I'm going to finish it.
Now, wait, Miss Haber. How would you like to meet the new Dash Riprock?
Who?
Well, that big, good-looking movie star who just left here.
You mean Tiger Boy, the clown in the five-flavor outfit?
Let me tell you about him.
No, thanks. Dash promised me a screen test, and he's going to come through.
This kid's uncle owns the studio.
Really? Well, tell me more about him.
Well, he's a nice kid, lots of laughs.
Not him. His uncle.
Howdy. Oh, I ain't Dash Riprock.
Oh, I know. Oh, you're much handsomer than Dash.
Shucks. That fire gee whiz.
Oh, you're a conversationalist, too. Talk some more. I just love to hear you.
Well, goose darnation.
Oh.
You act in the movies?
Oh, I want to.
Would you like to watch me today and learn how?
May I?
Why, heck yeah. I'm going to do some real great scenes. Oh, yonder comes my director. He's the one that discovered me.
Well, I'm going to go park my car, and I'll meet you right back here.
Okay. Hot dog. Been a star less than an hour and already got me a girl. Oh, Mr. Gordon, it's me.
Huh? Oh, you're the guy that got hit with the lamp yesterday. You're Bodine, aren't you?
I'm Jerky now.
Worse than yesterday? Bodine, go on over to wardrobe, will you?
I'd appreciate it if you call me by my screen name, Beef Jerky.
Beef? jerky.
Tough sounding, ain't it?
Yeah, sounds great. You're gonna double dash Rip Rock, right?
Well, I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah, all right. Well, now we're gonna be on location, so I'll meet you over at the bus. But first, the studio doctor will examine you, then you'll have to sign those release forms, right? Then I want you to drop in over there on wardrobe and pick up your crash helmet, your chest protector, your safety padding, and your asbestos underwear.
Boy, they really take care of you when you're a star.
Well, I'm all ready.
Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to watch me act today. We're going out on what you call location.
Well, I'll be waiting for you when you get back.
How'd you know my name?
Oh, I know a lot about you. Word's getting around.
It is?
Yes. And I'd like to know you better. Meet your family?
Well, all right, but don't expect too much. They's just a bunch of weed benders from back in the hills. They ain't sophisticated like me.
I can't wait to meet him.
Him?
Them.
Oh. Well, bye.
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 Hey, speaking of Jethro, he called while you was outside. Said he's found himself a sweetheart.
A sweetheart?
Yeah, said she's real pretty and right sweet on him. Said it was a case of love at first sight. He's gonna bring her home to meet us and then ask her to marry him.
Oh, my goodness. Well, what's your name?
He don't know that yet.
Well, leastways, he's moving forward.
How did it go that time?
Beautiful. Great. Bob, how'd it look to you?
I missed it. The film buckled.
Oh, well, don't worry. Joe and Harry were covering on the other two cameras. Joe, how'd it go with you?
Sorry, Mr. Gordon. I had a foul failure and didn't get a thing.
Well, we've still got the long shot up in the hill. Harry, come in, Harry. How'd it go up there, Harry?
Ready when you are, Mr. Gordon.
Get another wag. We're gonna do it again.
Hi, Mr. Clement.
Hi, Pop.
Hey, howdy there. How'd you young folks do down to the beach?
Well, just fine, Pop. We had us a mess of fun.
Good.
Manage your phone, Mr. Clement?
You bet you can. It's right inside there. Help yourself.
Thanks. I want to call the studio and see how things are going.
But, well, I reckon he's got to find out for himself sooner or later.
Find out what, Paul?
His job movie starring has done been took by your cousin Jethro.
Jethro.
I know it's a mite hard to swallow, but right now, whilst we are standing here, Jethro is out someplace on what they call location, doing all of Dash's best scenes.
I just talked to the studio. Do you know what Jethro's doing?
Well, yeah, Dash, but...
I gotta stop him.
Well, now, let's talk a minute.
There's no time for that. Jethro's doing all my stunts.
Well, I know he's trying.
He's gonna get his head blown off.
Our doggies, he took it right spiteful.
Gee, Paul.
He had no...
Her is the best part of this movie starring business.
I thought you was gonna fetch her home.
Oh, she's coming by later. Said she had to go get fixed up first. Wait till you see her. She's pretty as a mess of fried catfish.
Granny, boy's in love. Ain't no girl ever come up to fried catfish before.
Now all we gotta do is find Dash.
And if I hadn't gotten there when I did, he'd have been buried under an avalanche.
Good heavens.
All right, so you did a good deed. Go collect your merit badge and get back up to the Clampetts.
That's another thing. I can't go on seeing Ellie.
Oh, why not?
Oh, those people, 3 dates and you're engaged.
Well, you could do worse. Her father has 50 million.
Mr. Drysdale, money isn't everything.
There. Ow. Now, you don't fool me, Rip Rock. You just want to get back to those Hollywood swingers like Debbie Haber.
What do you know about her?
Plenty. If I hadn't sicked around to Jethro, she'd have gone out to Pismo Beach
You
and...
sick Debbie on Jethro?
Well, yes, because if I hadn't done that...
Mr. Drysdale, she'll break that kid's heart. All she cares about is a screen test. And if she ever gets her gold-digging hooks into Jed Clampett...
Whoa, don't stand there. Do something. There, break it up. Right. Well, Miss Hathaway, I have you to blame for this mess.
Well, I didn't do anything.
I know, I did. But fortunately, I have you to blame for it.
Howdy, can I help you?
I hardly think so.
Well, who are you looking for?
I'm looking for Mr. J.D. Clampett.
Well, then I can help you. That's me.
You? I mean, you? Well, forgive me, but the way you're dressed, you just don't look like the average run-of-the-mill studio executive.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I always prided myself on dressing. According to him, it's miserable work.
Debbie, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get a screen test.
Well, meet me at the studio. I'll take care of it.
Hey, Dash, I don't want to be a movie star no more. You can have your old job back. Hey, wait, Debbie. You and me can still be sweethearts.
Get lost, jerky.
Oh, it's Bodine now.
To me, you'll always be jerky.
Thank you.
Well, howdy, Dash.
Hi, Ellie.
I'll bake you some cookies. I'll run fetch them.
Get in this car and drive for your life, boy.
Dad, Ellie's been baking again. You got a sharp shovel?
Get going, boy.
Granny hasn't got a shotgun.
She's got worse. Go.
Here's your car.
Thanks, Miss Jane. Yours is over yonder.
Let's go for a little drive. Beef?
Okay, but I'm just plain Jethro from now on.
Oh, where should we go?
Granny, that gives me an idea. Say, how would you two like to drive to Pismo Beach?
For clam digging?
No, for cookie bearing. That's the one place they won't kill the trees.
Look at that piddling little pot. I've been making my spring tonic for 66 years. And this is the teensiest batch I ever whomped up.
Well, it ain't your fault, Granny. Aunt Pearl didn't send as many roots, yarbs, and berries as she generally does.
Yeah. Well, it ain't Pearl's fault neither. They've had a long, hard winter back home.
I know. She said back to our cabin, the snow was 3 feet deep.
And even deeper outside. Well, there's no use fussing over what we can't help. I'll go get some bottles, and we'll commence to cork up what we got.
Well, I'm all set to take Granny's tonic around the neighborhood.
That's gonna happen?
Helen May, will you tell that ape of yours to stop doing everything I do? I get a wheelbarrow, she gets a wheelbarrow. I paint a sign, she paints a sign.
Well, let's see your sign, Bessie.
Dumb old animal. Didn't even dot the I's. Hey, Granny, you don't want no hairy old monkey toting your tonic around the neighborhood, do you?
No, I don't, so get back to your chores. And this one is for Dash Riprock. I'll get that rascal to propose to Ellie if it's the last thing I ever do.
Now, hold on, Granny. Ellie ain't marrying no boy. It has to be tonic to the altar.
Why not? Back home, my tonic saved many a girl from being old maid.
Ellie ain't no old maid.
Jed, when are you going to get it through your head? When a girl passes 14, she's old maid. Passes 16, she's a spinster. And when she passes 18, forget it.
That may be back in the country, but here in California, I hear tell a girl's getting married as late as 19 or 20.
Jed, you old apple knocker. You gonna swallow a story like that?
Never mind what I swallow. You just see to it that Dash Riprock don't swallow none of that tonic.
But, well, what can I do? She ain't gonna get him with her cooking. You won't let me draw down on him with a 12 gauge. What else is there?
Love.
Love.
Love. If and when Dash Riprock proposes to Ellie, it'll be on account of love, and that's my final word.
All right, Jed. Whatever you say. You're the boss.
Good.
I'll take these 2 bottles over to Mr. Drysdale.
Fine.
It'll be for love. Dash is gonna love my tonic.
What's going on here? What is this?
of you. And no coffee break this morning. Who proposed?
None other than the esteemed founder of Biddle's Bird Watchers, Professor P. Casper Biddle himself.
Is this not back in town?
Chief.
Well, I thought he lived up in the Tehachapi Mountains with those condors.
He does. Consequently, our only communication is by carrier pigeon. This morning as I was having breakfast, this winged Biddle.
Biddle Schmiddle, he's not hatching any buzzards in my bank.
Well, it's the little professor. How are you?
I'm in a terrible hurry, Granny. Matter of life and death. I'll be right back.
Mr. Drysdale, I want to talk to you alone.
Yes, Granny.
Where'd you get the egg, Miss Jane?
Oh, Professor Biddle brought it to me.
I'd sure like to get a look at his chickens.
My dog is Ellie. When you put on a dress, you are prettier than a Jersey heifer in a clover patch.
Pop.
Where you going all gushy now?
Well, no place. Granny said to fix up for when Dash Riprock comes by to propose.
Granny said Dash was going to propose?
Well, yes, sir. Said I ain't gonna be an old maid no more.
Ellie, honey, you ain't a old maid.
Well, Granny says I am. An old maid, a spinster. It's pretty near to forget it.
She say anything about her tonic?
No, sir. It's still in a kettle on the stove.
You rang, Chief?
You bet I rang. Granny has told me of a shocking and disgraceful situation which must be remedied immediately, or there will be swift and severe retaliation.
Yeah, well. Did I tell you that?
Yes, you said that Dash Riprock had been playing fast and loose with Ellie Mae.
Oh, that. Yeah. He's had 5 dates with her. Twice he kept her out till pretty near 9 o'clock. And still no ring on her finger.
Shocking, disgraceful.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, but what can I do?
See that he swallows this.
Yeah, see to it.
What is it?
My spring tonic.
Her spring tonic.
And if he's got one spark of love in his heart, that'll set it to blazing.
Marvelous stuff. Fabulous.
It sure put a tiger in your tank last spring.
Yes, oh, well, I grabbed my wife. None for me this year.
You should have said so. I already left 2 bottles at your house.
You mean Margaret already got them?
I reckon so. Back home, my spring tonic has done more for romance than hay rides.
Yes, I know it possesses some rather remarkable properties. Tell me, Granny, do you have an extra bottle?
I'm afraid not.
She can have mine.
Your wife has likely downed both bottles by now and probably hollering for more.
I may have to go out of town on business.
Well, first I want to talk to you about Ellie's wedding. Now we want the best that money can buy. You can hire a $5 preacher.
Oh, Commander Biddle, I see you found an incubator.
Flockmaster Hathaway, if you were in uniform, I would strip you of rank and empty your canteen.
But why?
The charge is child neglect. Another 3 minutes and that precious condor egg would have been cold. Then the charge would have been... I'm beginning to wonder if you can be trusted to hatch this nestling.
Oh, yes, I can. It's just that I have other duties and my employer...
Nothing supersedes your sacred duties as a mother. Perhaps the flockmaster of the Glendale nest...
Oh, no, please, give me another chance. I promise to watch the egg devotedly.
Forsaking all others?
Yes.
In sickness and in health?
Yes.
For better or for worse?
Yes.
Oh, excuse me, I thought I heard a wedding.
Merely Miss Hathaway vowing to be a good mother.
Then it's definite.
Yes, it's all set. She knows.
Congratulations to you both. When is the big event?
Well, any time now, a condor egg...
Miss Murray, perhaps you could get the professor, P. Casper, a cup of coffee.
No, thanks.
A tea?
I never partake of stimulants in any form. Pure mountain spring water is Mother Nature's champagne.
Oh, let me fill your canteen. We have pure spring water in our cooler. Be right back.
Oh, Miss Hathaway, I'm so happy for you.
Well, we're keeping it a secret. You must promise not to tell anyone.
Not so.
this right? Is it decent? Is it honorable? No.
But I want to watch Ellie charm the birds from the trees. I think I'm in love with her.
Casper, how can you be so fickle? I thought you cared for me. Are you going to tell me now that I'm just another pretty face?
Well, no.
Think of the baby condor who will soon occupy that incubator. Are you going to desert him?
I can't help it. All of a sudden, I want to fly like an eagle.
Be my guest.
Now see what you've done. Oh, thank goodness they got away.
Don't stop here. Drive me around to the kitchen. I gotta save my tonic.
Yes. That Kittle story got her home in a hurry, didn't it?
Sure did.
Oh, you got company.
Dash Rip Rock?
No, that little bird-watching feller, Professor Bill.
Well, we just saw him down to the bank. How'd he get here so fast?
Well, he was running when I seen him. Anyways, he's waiting for you.
In the parlor?
No. No, he's sitting up yonder, drinking out of his canteen, whistling like a bird.
How did he get up there?
Ellie Mae, you should have seen it. He ran up that tree just like a squirrel. If I didn't know better, I'd swear that little rascal had been tonic. Reckon you're gonna be all right?
Oh, sure. I checked him over. Just had the wind knocked out of him.
I don't wonder. You must have dropped 30 foot out of that tree.
Good thing you fell in the doctor's yard, Professor.
I don't think he can talk yet.
Well, put him on the sofa in the parlor here. I'll fetch something to bring him around.
Jed Clampett speaking. Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. No, he's here. Just fell out of the tree. Oh, Granny's got him in hand. Her and Ellie.
Ellie? Mr. Clampett, don't leave the professor alone with her. He's under the influence of Granny's tonic. I'll get there as quickly as I can.
How you feeling, Professor?
Oh, he's coming along just...
Ellie Mae, you better go fetch Granny. I think the professor's a mite feverish.
Well, yes, sir, Pa.
No, I'm fine now, but how did I get here? Last I remember, I was at the bank.
Well,
Incidentally, I can highly recommend their water.
I just talked to Miss Hathaway. She'll be right over.
But she mustn't desert our unborn king of the sky.
What?
Professor Hathaway is hatching a condor egg for me.
Professor, I think you better lay back down.
Here you are, Professor. A little of my spring tonic will have you feeling sprightly again.
Hold on.
Oh, it's all right, Jed. I cut it for city folks, and I cut it some more for him.
All the same, I don't think he ought to have any.
Who's the doctor here? You or me?
You, but...
Thanks just the same, Granny, but I never partake of stimulants in any form. Pure spring water is all I ever drink.
Would you like one of my home-baked cookies?
Yeah.
No. That's 2 to 1. Girls, I gotta talk to you.
Flee like a condor.
Be careful! Think of your responsibility. If you fall, that egg won't have a father.
Howdy, Miss Jane. I reckon you seen him.
Yes, how did he get up there?
Granny's tonic.
Have you got any more?
Yeah, I got a few.
Why'd you do that?
I'm going up after him.
Have you seen Miss Hathaway?
Not for a couple of hours.
Her and the little bird watching professor left here together.
She was supposed to pick up my luggage. I tried to sneak out of the house just now, and my wife almost caught me.
Why are you running from your wife?
Why am I running from my wife? Because... Why am I running from my wife? I love that little woman.
order.
Did you two get married?
No, but the professor did propose.
She turned me down.
And what's the congratulations for?
May I tell?
Of course.
We have just become the proud foster parents of a 7-pound condor.
Come, be Casper. We must make arrangements for the sitter. Tom!
Hey, you want to see something you won't believe?
We just seen it.
Not this you ain't. Ellie's chicken is playing the monkey's piano.
Nice presentation.
Viacom.